Well, hello, I'm back. It is time to do a fill, change up these ladies, and talk about some stuff. Okay, so I am going to be filling these, and I think it's time to trim them down a bit. They're getting a little long, even for me. So let's do that first before we get into our discussion. All right, so I'm going to trim these down first. And take them down a bit. All right, that was fast. Got to get these stones off. Okay, going to push back the cuticles. All right, so first thing to tell you is nail salons were allowed to open in California again. So I am happy about that, but I am a little leery. It's been about, I don't know, maybe almost 2 weeks now. And last time, we only were allowed to be open about 3 weeks, I think it was. So, and already they're starting to talk about having to close things down again. There is a new system in California on how they decide what's closed and what's open. And it's based on your county and what tier your county is in, based on how many cases per test or something like that. It's very confusing. So anyway, as far as I can tell, in the county of San Diego, cases are starting to go back up, and so people are getting nervous, business owners. It's a little odd too, because if I understand correctly, statewide hair salons and barbershops can be open, full capacity, with the guidelines that, implementing the guidelines that were put out originally on the first reopen. So again, nail salons were excluded from our industry, even though we have the exact same training as a cosmetologist or a barber. So anyway, I'm very on edge right now because of all of that. So we shall see what happens. But I just feel like this continuing yo-yoing of closing and opening and closing and opening, it's like, it's too much on everybody. Like, I would almost rather just like, I don't know, I want to just stay closed, but it's like, just, you gotta just open up. I know things, I know it's a bad thing to get the COVID-19, but I don't think that it is gonna go away ever totally. So we need to figure out just a way that everyone can still work and make a living with it here. Just pretend like it's not going away, like there's nothing to like just sit and wait for. Just figure it out. You know? Because I mean, it's been 6 months of this, and I just don't know how much more I can take. But really, that anybody can deal with. There are more and more businesses in my building closing down, and it's so heartbreaking. Don't know what the state expects us all to do. Do they really think that our businesses can survive this type of thing for so long? Like, I mean, I don't want to get like into conspiracy theories and all this stuff, but I mean, they have to know that we can't, or that most can't survive something like this. Which makes me feel like, well, then they must be doing it on purpose for some reason. I mean, really, that's the only logical conclusion that you can come to, because they're not dumb people. The ones who make these decisions. All right, got the cuticles cleaned up. Oh, I forgot to tell you what I'm going to do to my nails today. So I know it's still really hot out, especially here in Southern California, but seeing all the Halloween and fall stuff is getting me in the mood for fall colors. So I picked a color that I don't wear that much, but it's this dark-ish purple. And I'm also in the mood for some glitter, as usual. Something that sparkles. And so I'm going to combine this glittery somehow. I might have to get a little experimental, because I'm still very infatuated with this matte top coat. So, purple, glitter, and matte. What should I do? I have an idea. It might be a little strange, but just go with me. And if I hate it, I'll file it off and do something else. All right. So, we have got to get down this bulk, especially where I had the stones in. So I need my heavy duty bit. So we did go on our trip to visit family up in Northern California. Got to see the nieces and nephew, and it was so awesome to see them. They were hilarious. I don't know why they like us so much. They are 4, 8, and 9. And we had a blast, all of us together. They got a trampoline, And I actually got some footage of Uncle Brandon jumping on the on the trampoline with them. Check it out. Oh yes, and of course the kids loved seeing Luxie, our little baby girl Chihuahua. And she went on an airplane for the first time. Such a big adventure. Oh my goodness. She did okay. So before we went on the trip, I took her to the vet, and just to make sure she's okay to fly, no heart or lung problems or anything that, high elevation might affect. And she was good, but the doctor did give us some anti-anxiety meds to give her if we felt she needed them. And I don't know, stuff like that makes me nervous. I didn't really want to give her anything if she didn't have to. But the problem is you have to give them the medication like, I don't know, a couple hours before flight. So how do you know if they need it if you're not even on the flight yet? So anyway, I didn't give it to her because I was hoping she would do okay. Now she did do okay, except during takeoff and landing. Those were the two problems. She did great in the airport. She loved seeing all the people. She likes people a lot. So it didn't bother her to be around all the people. But once we got on the airplane, they told us that we had to put her in her carrier under the seat in front of us during takeoff, and that after we could take her out if we wanted. So we put her under the seat. I was super nervous about it because I could only assume that if she was gonna freak out at all, it was gonna be during takeoff. So we put her under the seat. The plane starts to take off. She starts spinning around in her carrier, barking, scratching, trying to get out of the carrier. And it really kind of upset me to see her so upset. So I was just like, Brandon, take her out, take her out. I don't care. I don't care if they said she has to be under the seat. Take her out. He's like, no, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. I was like, I don't care. Take her out. But he was like, no, she's staying in. She can do it. So she stayed in. And then she calmed down a little, kind of laid down, and she was okay. But the second they let us take her out, I was like, take her out. I held her in my lap for the rest of the flight, and she was totally fine with that. You could tell though that it like kind of freaked her out because she was like, oh, you're okay, girl. Like, give me kisses. Trying to get her like back in her normal mood. But she would not give kisses. She was pissed. So anyway, I held her in my lap for the rest of the flight. And then when we landed, I was like, I am not putting her back. She's 6 pounds. She can sit in my lap. Okay? And I was like, I am not putting her back under the seat during landing because takeoff did seem a little traumatic for her. So what I did, because I wasn't sure if they were going to make me put her back under the seat, so I put my hoodie like over my head and my arms through the arms, and then pretended like I was sleeping on Brandon's shoulder and kept her like in my lap under the hoodie. And she was fine. She squirmed a little bit right when we landed, and you get that, you know, that loud sound. I think that's the problem, is just the loud sound. She is very sensitive to noise. So, and maybe the vibrations. So, but then after that, she was perfectly fine. So, I don't know. It was only a hour flight or so, next time, I don't know, maybe I will try out the anti-anxiety medicine. But I'm hoping this was just because it was the very first time, brand new experience for her. So if we ever fly with her again, which I'm sure we will. All right, all the gel is off, and I am going to refine a little with my hand file. So anyway, the trip went well, and while we were there, we got a new car, and it's super pretty. It was a deal we couldn't pass up, so we didn't. We try not to say no to opportunities that kind of just fall in your lap, which is a theme I will be coming back to when we talk about some other things that are going on. All right, one last little file over the natural part of the nail. All right, I'm going to clean these off with some alcohol. Okay, all the prep work is done. Now we just have to fill, file, polish, top coat. And we'll do all of that in the next video. So, thank you for joining me again. Give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know that you care and that you want me to make more videos like this. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notifications bell so that you know when I upload new videos, because you don't want to miss them, right? I will see you next time. Bye-bye.